Hey guys, this is Ryan with Mama on Mission, and today I'm joining in a collaboration with my friend Ingrid over at the Ingrid Chronicles, and this is the Quarantine Q&A Homeschool Edition collaboration. And make sure you go check out Ingrid's channel down below. You will find lots of faith-based content, keto recipes, homeschool stuff, a whole bunch of different things in there, book recommendations. So go check her out and make sure you check out the playlist down below and see how some other homeschool moms have been doing during this crazy time of quarantine. So there are 10 questions here, so let's get to it. Number 1, what are your recent high point and low point in life during this time? I feel like there are a lot in both categories. This has definitely been just one of those weird times where there's been a lot of good, but a lot of bad too. And I won't say that personally it affected me super negatively, as far as, I haven't had COVID as far as I know. I've heard people have it without symptoms, so who knows. But no one in my family has had it or gotten really sick from it. My husband's been able to work, so there weren't any of those super bad things that have happened to us. But there was definitely missing out our co-op. With it being the end of the year, we had a lot of cool things planned for our co-op, and we didn't get to really do those. We might postpone them and do them later, I'm not sure, but so missing those things, missing our friends from co-op, missing our church family for sure, and getting together with them. So I mean, there's a lot of those little things that just, as introverted as I am, I know the importance of community. So I have really felt the impact of not being able to be in community as far as face-to-face. We've not been able to see family, and that's caused some issues, and it's just not fun. As far as high point, we have established some new routines, especially me personally, just figuring out new ways of doing things and how to fit in some stuff that I've been wanting to prioritize in my life. Just some new flows, new habits, just kind of taking the time to figure that stuff out, which has been good. Number 2, describe your past week in weather terms. So I would say both physically, the actual weather. Right now it's stormy, but for most of this week it's been sunny but a little breezy, and that's kind of been my own disposition this last week. Things have been good. I've been feeling fine and feeling positive, but there's kind of like that nagging wind, not like a cool gentle breeze, but kind of like that sharp, like winter still trying to hold on wind. And that's kind of how I feel about, it's like, yay, the end of quarantine might be coming for us. It's supposed to happen here in a couple days, little less than a week. That's all nice and stuff, but I just feel like there's just a whole lot of weirdness going on, with the government and with, us not knowing, there's so many different numbers and statistics, and I don't know, just kind of like that nagging feeling, like that cold wind. I'm feeling that. So, yeah, so things are good, but a little weird. Number 3, one fact about me during this time that might surprise you. This one was kind of hard for me because I don't feel like I can surprise that many people, but I have been working out like crazy during this quarantine, and no, I'm not in the like, let's come out of quarantine with a whole new body. No, because I've been working out like crazy because I just wanted to get in the habit. That's one of those habits that I was talking about that I wanted to like get into. But I haven't lost a pound because I don't really know why. I don't feel like my diet has changed that much, but I didn't do all the crazy cooking initially that a lot of people started doing. But I have tried out a few new recipes here and there of things that I've never cooked before because I didn't want to take the time to do it. And so now I've been taking a little more time to do that stuff. But yeah, I've gotten my workout in, I won't say every day, but more often than not. So Number 4, what are you thankful for today? Today I am thankful for God's Word. I am thankful for my kids. I can't imagine. I hear, I have 2 sisters who don't have children yet, and them talking about how bored they get. I'm just like, bored? What is bored? And it really does sound like a dream to like have a day where I don't really have anyone expecting anything from me. But then I know, day after day, there's people in this quarantine that maybe live totally alone, or maybe, just aren't seeing anyone. And, I'm thankful to have my kids around to love on and to grow with, and to just enjoy time with. So, and I've also been thankful for nature. It's actually really late right now because we've had some tornado warnings in the area, so I got started on this a little later than usual. But I just love, watching lightning and listening to thunder and rain and all the things. And just, I've been enjoying several sunny days outside with my kids playing, but then like even just the awe that comes when you're looking at lightning. I don't know, just this time in quarantine, I've really been able to sit back and, I won't say sit back, but just really take the time to enjoy nature, and I'm very thankful for that. Number 5, which Bible verse has helped you get through this past month? Like I said, this has not been super hard for me in a lot of the ways that it is for other people, but I will say that I've been trying to think of this critically. I've been trying to use my brain and not Facebook. And kind of, you have the varying degrees of people. The people who say it's all a scam, it's all a hoax, it's an illusion, what's the government doing on the other hand? And then you have the people who, it's the worst thing in the world, we should shut down the entire world for 18 months. Okay, I'm neither of those people. I care about people's health. I care about people's livelihood and their jobs. I care about freedom. But I have really sat back and tried to think critically through this time and tried to think biblically. And so a verse that I keep thinking of is Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. And so what's funny is no matter which of these camps you land on, they're stealing all our freedoms camp, or they're not taking this seriously enough and they're going to wipe out everybody camp, or the this is all just fake news and it's all just a joke camp. No matter what, God is sovereign. God allowed this virus to come to our nation, and he had a purpose in that. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's a vast array of things that God could have allowed this for. And I mean, ultimately we hope that it would turn many hearts to him, and lead them to repentance. But there's a reason that it's here, and we can do all we can, but we can't make it go away. We can't, there's only so much we can do. And these people who are planning, to completely control it and eradicate it by social distancing to the maximum, and then these people who are like, meh. I mean, God's in control. Neither of these camps are in control. No one is in control. And so it's just comforting to me. I mean, I've had a lot of peace just knowing that God's will prevail. Let's see. Number 6. How has this quarantine impacted your homeschool? Not much at all. Typically we would do school Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those would be our heavy days. Thursday we would go to the grocery store in the morning and run errands, and then do afternoon school after that. And Tuesdays we would have our co-op day. So we don't have that co-op day in there anymore. But we still have to get groceries. But I've been switching with my sister, watching each other's kids so that we can go to the store and not, take all the littles into the store where there might be all these germs. So we've just been doing school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a little bit on Tuesday, a little bit on Thursday. So really, like, nothing has changed other than we don't go to co-op. So, number 7, what are some lessons to be learned moving forward due to COVID-19 outbreak? I would hope that we would all learn to think for ourselves a little more. You know, in the beginning, the statistics seemed really big and scary, and then they ended up not being as bad as what they thought. I mean, I don't know where you land on this, but basically we all just need to think for ourselves. We all need to put social media away every once in a while and think critically, think biblically, like I said from the beginning. And be willing to find facts, no matter what side of the media they come from. So, number 8, what have been the most trying experiences during this pandemic? Mostly it's just my kids missing their friends, missing their family. Like I said, they've seen my sister's kids, and my sister's kids have only seen my kids. But they miss their co-op friends, they miss church. Even my 2-year-old, he's actually the worst. He's been asking all the time. Anytime I like touch my purse or move my keys, he's like, bye-bye, let's go bye-bye, see friends. So that's been kind of hard, but other than that, just social media and just seeing some people real passionate about things that are not based in truth or fact, and it's very disheartening sometimes. Number 9, what are some ways you pass the time while practicing social distancing? Really, I've just spent time catching up on things. I feel like I haven't really had much free time or downtime because I've just been filling it with catching up on cleaning and housework and decluttering and just stuff that I've been wanting to get done for a while. But we have been getting outside a lot, like I said, going on hikes, going on bike rides, stuff like that. I've been working out more. I had grand ideas of how much crocheting I would get done during quarantine, not having to go anywhere. But I have yet to pick up my crochet hook, which is really sad because I miss it. But the only time I have free to do that, it seems like anymore, is right at bedtime, and crocheting is relaxing to me. And so that means just like reading, if I do it right before bed, I just pass out. So I have been reading a little more, listening to a lot of audiobooks while I've been doing all the cleaning and things. So and last one, number 10, what is some advice you can share with friends who are now faced with having to practice school at home with their children? I made a video about this closer to the beginning of quarantine. If you haven't checked that out, I will try to link that in an iCard up below. And I also just released my last video, kind of hits on this a little bit. But my biggest advice would be to cherish it, even if it's not what you feel like you want to do. This quote was said to be from C.S. Lewis, but then I read that it wasn't from him, and I don't really know where it came from. Nevertheless, it's a good quote. Your children are not a distraction from the more important work. Your children are the most important work. And so even if you think homeschooling is not my thing, schooling from home, remote schooling, whatever you want to call it, again, I'll say it, quarantine schooling, homeschool, not the same thing. But if you're like, this is not what I am cut out for, whatever, just cherish being with them. It's a sweet time, whether you'd like to think it is or not, it is. Hearing my sister today say that she's sad that she has to go back to work next week. When at the beginning of quarantine, I really thought she was going to go insane. But to hear, several weeks later, a month later, however long it's been, how she doesn't want to go back, how she has enjoyed spending time with her kids. And aside from just enjoying it and cherishing them during this time, I would encourage you to read, 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 read. Whether that's you reading aloud to them, whether that's everyone grab a book and sit quietly and read, whether that's listening to audiobooks together, whether they read to you, whatever stage of life you're in, whatever works best for you, just read and they'll be learning. Just reading is so good and so helpful for them. And don't be afraid to learn with them. Like, it's okay that you don't know it all, that you don't know what they're learning, especially those older kids. But don't be afraid to learn with them. Don't be afraid to get down on their level and say, I don't know how to do this. Let's figure it out together. And be okay with that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Check out Ingrid's channel, check out the playlist, and I will see you next time.